But this is awesome. So just you two guys, which is really cool. But so obviously like how I usually start my show, but because Nick, you've already been on, but you can always like answer again, is I always like to bring it to like an early memory of falling in love with music. So Jake, you can go first. Like, where did you first fall in love with music? Whether there was like a moment with an
Oh my
instrument,
God.
a record, an artist, like where
Um,
did that start?
yeah, for I think it was for my 10th birthday, my parents bought me ACDC's Back in Black and Highway to Hell, and they bought me a Live at Donington DVD, and I must have like I watched that whole show probably like in my lifetime 100 times over, and it's always Angus Young solo during Jailbreak. I was so obsessed with it that I just had to get it memorized on me. I got an Angus Young tattoo, like growing up, like because I loved him so much growing up that he's getting abducted by an alien.
Oh, it's so
But
cool.
yeah, and it's just that pose of him just just shredding and everything. I just sat back and was just like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? But it's funny because I'm a guitar player in Crash Nebula, and I looked at him and I said, maybe I should play bass. I don't want to get that good. Maybe I can just settle with being the cool guy in the background, just playing one note the whole time. But, that's what really started it for me.
Oh, I love that. And like that's the thing too, is like it's interesting like how one moment or whether it's an artist or something like just and then here you are, you're playing music, you're doing it. So I always love to ask that because I think it's like for me, I can pinpoint myself. Like, but then I'll think of another artist. Like the other day when I said it to someone, I'm like, oh, someone's gonna kill me because I've always said it was Nirvana and like my parents' like record collection. And like here I said something else the other day on some podcast. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna get torched.
The,
But it's
the
like
answer
there's so
the answer
many
is
of them.
always AC/DC for me. Always
I love
AC/DC.
that. Nobody
And
has said that. I don't think that's a band anyone has said, and they should have by now in like episode 100 and whatever this is. They should have. It's like
in
that's classic.
my opinion, everyone should, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
for
Lisa,
sure.
what did I say last time?
I always said, because I played football in high
Oh.
school, I always got told, well, I always tell everybody, my left shoulder hurts from eighth grade hitting drills from Matt McCutcheon hitting me, but my right shoulder hurts from trying to impersonate Billy Joe Armstrong, with a full shoulder. So both my shoulders suck as a 30-year-old man. That's what really, really got me going. But
Oh, that's oh yeah, oh yeah. I even you telling me about Billy Joel, I'm like I can picture that and picture what he does. Uh,
yeah, I do it just instinctively. You know what I mean?
Nick, I don't know. I'm like, what did you say? I
Did I
know
not say ACDC? That's crazy that I didn't say
now I got
ACDC.
to go back and listen to that, like and see what I maybe you
I don't
did.
remember.
I don't
Maybe.
Me,
remember.
me and Nick are the only people I feel like, not just in our band, but in like a lot of the Pittsburgh music scene that loves ACDC to death. Like we are
Yeah.
nerds about it.
I love
Uh,
that because
well, I
everybody
was
it
like,
yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
It's like the classic bands, like not a lot of people say them. They'll say things like current, which is awesome, but I'm like, come on, like where did you start? Like you got to go back. There's no way your first start was like I mean, maybe it was, maybe I'm like talking bad on them, but like it's one of those things like AC/DC, like that should be talked about more.
It
Correct.
should. It should.
Highway to Hell. That was it for me. Highway to Hell was the album that changed my life because I was like a good church going kid. And then I heard that song. I was just like, that's on the radio. It's fucking badass. Like,
It ruined your
church
life.
music sucks. This is my shit. If this is the devil's music, dude, okay, I'm gonna turn my head a little bit. I'm gonna give this, but that was it. The rock and roll with the devil's music, and I was hooked. And here I am.
Maybe hell wasn't a bad place to be. You know what I mean? You're
Right.
like,
See, I see what you did
no.
there.
Yeah, oh, I love that. And like to you, like obviously like falling in love with music, but how do you guys almost like so those moments that you've had where how do you almost keep them alive with like trying to make music and make sure like you don't lose that moment you had where like you love it and you can still like take that moment and build off it into what you do now.
Jake, can I take this one? Jake,
Go. Oh, please. I was
you
hoping
know,
you would because I was.
you know what I'm gonna say?
What are you
Exactly
gonna say?
what we did. So we played a show beginning of January where we filmed a music video, but instead of coming out and just like playing a song, our drummer Tyler was like, I really like playing a shuffle beat. And we started jamming to "The Boys Are Back in Town" by Thin Lizzy. So I mean, like ACDC, Thin Lizzy, like we love the '70s, like the classics and everything. So we just came out just played the intro of that song into the first chorus, and then like we worked it into the intro of our first song. And yeah, that's how we keep it alive though. We just do like little dumb shit like that. And like there'd be a part like before our last song, Weather, which is like our big hit song, quote unquote, that we play last every single night. But we used to do this little thing where I used to play the intro of Higher by Creed, and we would like pretend like we're about to, like, hey, thanks everybody, this is our last song, and then we start playing Higher, and we'd psych them out, but we would stop
That's
and be like,
another band
ah.
people should talk about more unironically. I'm sorry. I love Creed. I
They
love Creed,
and
man.
they're having a big resurgence, like whether it was like TikTok or just in general. It's wild. Like the
They never went away
resurgence.
from me.
But
I'm
right, some
sorry.
people probably never went away, but like some people, I think they were them and Nickelback. They're almost like they were embarrassed to say that, and I'm like, that first Nickelback record slaps. I don't care what anyone says. Like, you know
Human
what?
Clay slap. Oh no, My Own Prison. I think was the first one, right? My Own Prison, and then Human Clay, and then
Guy knows
I
all the
can't.
Creed.
I was just gonna say,
Guy
you
knows
know,
all the
Ball, you
Creed.
know,
I
Ball on
know it's
Creed.
embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I should know. I
I
shouldn't be
also know all
embarrassed.
the
I'm
Creed,
proud of
so
it. I don't care.
I don't know when it started, where people just started like ragging on them. I don't know. Like I guess, Scott Stapp and like how he was maybe, but um
Well, there's a lot of people out there with daddy issues, so I get it. And they are a dad band. They are a
okay.
dad.
I don't care. I don't care. Dude, the halftime show, the Thanksgiving halftime show of them with the dudes with the wings on
It
the
just makes me proud.
trapeze artists and shit. Dude, that was better than any halftime show at any Super Bowl of all time. Dude, I don't care what anybody says.
we're still talking
Prince,
about
Prince
it.
is pretty cool.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
Prince, yeah, and yeah, they don't have halftime shows like that anymore. I'm curious how, who's gonna get mad on the internet for this one coming up, but we'll find out. We'll see that, we'll see how that goes.
Anyone who's mad about the Super Bowl pick is just a loser at this point. I'm sorry, I don't want to just be blunt, but if you're really going to complain about anything nowadays, like especially like a Super Bowl act, just like grow up, dude. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm 100% with you on that. The stuff that people just like keyboard warriors, that's what they hone in on. Um,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's like,
totally.
come on. So I'm sure you guys deal with that too, like in a band too. Like, say maybe you post something or when you post these new songs, like how do you almost handle that too? If like someone's like, oh, this sucks, or
This sucks.
like this is
I
this,
I would appreciate it at this point because we don't get a lot of it.
no.
I would be like, oh, really? Like, let me take notes. Like, what did you think? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It,
But
chances are if somebody posts that, it's probably one of our friends on like a burner
yeah,
account, like trying to fuck with us at
Yeah.
this point. But at the same time, like even if someone like takes the time to like say you suck, like they don't like you for some other reason other than your music. Because I play in a ska band and we have like a lot of like very outspoken political views, and so we'll get people like just coming on our shit, just like posting like wild ass shit, and I'd be like, bro, you came on my page to post some shit like because you heard my song on Spotify and it pissed you off. Like,
the funny.
figure that out. Figure that
The
out.
funny thing is, I remember this one time. This one guy was posting some stupid stuff on Twitter about another band we love, and I got in it using the band Twitter account, which is god awful. And I talked a little bit of snarky trash towards him, and instead of like saying we sucked, he was just like, you guys are pretty good. Turn your vocals up in the mix, though. And like,
I remember this.
I was like, all right. I mentioned it to Shane, and Shane still thinks about it to this day. Like, maybe he did hate us and just got under our skin for some reason, and that was the way to do it.
I don't
Because
know. I see artists like literally rage baiting their way to like having a lot of followers. Like they'll just post something like controversial over top of a TikTok of their own song. You know what I mean? And then that's how, you know what I mean? I don't know.
well, that's how Second Best got all the views because our friend Ian posted a reel of a picture of John Mayer playing guitar and captioned it "the best guitar player of our generation" and put Second Best on it, and he had like 75,000 likes on the video and tens of thousands of comments just like, "No, this is stupid," blah blah blah, just hating on John Mayer or backing him up. And there was like one comment that was like, "Oh, hey, what song is this though?" And like that one comment got us like, so we got all those views based on pissing guitar people off. which it worked.
Yeah, that's the thing that everyone always says too. They're like, yeah, that's how you would get more followers if like you rage baited Lisa. Like that's what you need to do. And I was like, but I don't know like
It worked.
the kind of people I may get in, but it does work. Like when you do that randomly, like if me just posting like a clip or something, so I'm like, yeah, I gotta take notes. I gotta get on Twitter. I got off Twitter because it was just like
Oh, it's bad. It's so
it's
bad.
been bad where I'm like, I gotta get
It's
off
so
it.
bad.
Like I don't want to be on here, but
You
like
can,
you
you
know
can
how it
just
is.
tell how many robots are on there too.
Yeah.
Like, are these real people that are posting all these awful opinions? Half the time, I don't even think so. I'm just like, no, this is just straight up someone getting paid to make a bot to type this stuff out.
Rage bait. It's all rage, dude. It's all fake
Yeah,
rage bait.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's right. I gotta take my notes. I gotta learn that. But also too, a big thing is like music scenes. And I know I've talked about this with other bands, whether it was like Old Neon, I had Dream the Heavy, I had Foamer, I had Sunday Complex. Like shout out Josh. I love Josh. He's
Oh,
just
we love
oh my
Josh here.
God. That one of my biggest hype people, like if I like have an episode ever, he's like, oh, I really like this one. Adore Josh.
Oh, he's a
Um,
sweetheart.
Oh, 100 and just genuine cool dude. So
Mm.
for you guys, like, what is it about Pittsburgh for you? Like, what has the scene given to you?
Do you want to take this, Nick, or do you want me to?
Well, you can give you can give your point of view, and then I can build on it. Go ahead.
Okay. The Pittsburgh scene whenever we first started talking to people in the Pittsburgh scene again was really cool. I was in a couple bands growing up, and I wasn't in a band for a while, so I didn't have like any connection to the scene. And we live an hour outside of Pittsburgh, you know what I mean? So it took a little bit for Crash to like get the right show with this to be in front of the right people to like to find our crowd, kind of, you know what I mean? But whenever we did have that crowd and we found like the right bands to play with and the right people to see us, it's been all love. It's been amazing. People in like the big bubble that is the Pittsburgh scene have been nothing but supportive, and everyone's cool. It's actually amazing. Like there hasn't been one person I genuinely like don't like or don't care for. I love everybody in the scene. You know what I mean? Everyone's just been super super dope to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first saw Crash Nebula, it was at a time in my life I had just gotten off a tour, a West Coast tour slash Midwest tour with the Pancakes in the winter, in the worst winter storm of like the century. I almost died a couple times. But doing that tour, we got treated so well by every single local scene in all the places that we played at. And they all were really nice to us. People would let us stay at their houses. Like I really experienced the West Coast like DIY, Midwest DIY ethos where, it's bands taking care of bands, fans taking care of bands, friends taking care of friends. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I want to do this more. I want to get more involved when I go home in Pittsburgh. I want to pay this forward, so to speak. And so I got involved with Good Vibe, which is how we did our last interview, and then
Mm-hmm.
started booking shows through them. Right. Well, right after I got that, because I was like committed, I'm going to book shows this year. I'm going to get in with these booking people because I'm friends with them, and I'm going to discover bands. Well, um, I was playing a band, Solios at the time, my ska band that I had started back in college. We were booked out in Vandergrift where Jake lives by Crash Nebula. So I had never been out there in a long, 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 long time, right? And then I played the show with them, and they blew me out of the water. And Jake says they played terrible.
We no, we sucked then. We sucked. I remember watching Solios and thinking, man, I really want that bass player's job because I grew up as a ska bass player too.
He likes
Yeah.
ska, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that, brother. But anyway, like I was very impressed. And Lisa, that's crazy that you said your first impression of Crash Nebula's music while is like, wow, this is some fresh pop punk, because pop punk has been recycled and redone and redone and redone. But
Yeah.
this is something, but it's still nostalgic. It still takes me back, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard them. I was just like, this is the closest thing to my favorite band that I've ever heard, which is The Story So Far.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I got hooked. I was just like, this sounds like The Story So Far. The singer sounds like Parker Cannon, and I could get down with this. And I remember them saying, like, we don't have a bass player. And I told them right away, like back then, I was just like, hey, if you ever need a bass player, like just like in passing. But I had like met a couple of those guys years and years and years prior, in an old metalcore band that they were in, minus Jake and Mitch, the guitar players. So it was like a reconnection slash connection, um, but I wasn't expecting anything because it's in a town that's far away from Pittsburgh. But it was the Pittsburgh scene, coming together. So I know to make a long answer long, it's crazy the amount of DIY that happens, not just in Pittsburgh, but the surrounding region too. It's like we have the scene of a large city like Philadelphia, or I would even go as far as to say like Boston. Like there's bigger cities with bigger populations that have scenes that are comparable to the one here in Pittsburgh. And that's why I wanted to be a part of it. That's why I wanted to join Good Vibe. That's why I wanted to join Crash Nebula, is because like I wanted to pay it forward because all those places on tour, all those scenes were so nice to me on tour.
And I wanted you to join Crash Nebula because I wanted a ska bass player. So
A win-win. I love that though, because like I said, even as me being like an outsider and an outsider like perspective, like I'm in New Jersey, so I'm not in Pittsburgh, but like the bands I talk to and what I see everybody collectively support each other, whether it's a show. And I remember like I forget who it was, but maybe it was Heading North. But when they were on, and I think it
I
was
love Heading North. They're
Mike and
awesome, man.
yeah, Mike and Asha. I think those were the two that joined me, and they were saying like people are at shows, like they go to the shows. It's not just like, okay, like it's, oh, who's playing tonight? Let me go support. Let me go do that. And that like inspires me to know that like scenes are still thriving because I know that like in some places they are and not. And it just seems like you guys want to come together to make it thrive because there's a lot of places, even here sometimes, like there is a tight knit scene here in Jersey, in central Jersey specifically, but like I don't know. It seems so special. And like hearing you guys talk about it, I can see that from so far away. So I love to hear in 2026 that that is going on.
I was talking to the bass player for Such Gold, who produced the Stories So Far record, that came out a couple years ago, and I basically told him because because he agreed with me when I said this. I said it's like a renaissance, you know what I mean, of all these young people going out. Like I see very young bands now. I see dudes who are older than me playing in bands still, and like it is really a renaissance just going across the entire country of people just getting out and going to shows or playing in bands and doing the whole thing, and it's really cool to see.
We're
Yeah.
finally getting back to where we were pre-pandemic.
That
Warp Tour
right?
is back, baby. We're
Yes. Yes. Did you guys get to go to any of the dates for Warped
I
Tour?
played. I played in Orlando with Keep Flying.
Oh my God. I love like that's
Yeah.
so cool. Like I was one of those people I wanted to go, but I was like, one, I'm not gonna go to DC for that. Like I just couldn't like make that commitment. But it was like
Yeah.
hoped. Was it like, did it feel similar? Like, obviously, you probably went to other Warp Tours, but like getting to play, like, did it feel like that same energy of Warp Tour?
Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah.
So, Keep Flying, we were playing not on an official stage. We were not on the official bill. However, we did play a set at the School of Rock stage, which is connected to the Smart Punk. We were there with Smart Punk, essentially. Smart Punk Records, right? They do the vinyl pressings for Keep Flying.
Yeah.
And they got us in. We're basically playing at a merch table, is essentially, right? So we got all these people, a hardcore show style, no lights. You know what I mean? It's just like the lights that we have shining on us, on the stage, quote unquote. It's just pallets, right? And we're just playing there on the ground, just bare mics, and there's hundreds of people gathered around the merch tent where we're playing, right? And we played as the sun went down, right? And it was so beautiful because there was people there from all over, the East Coast that came down to Florida to see us, and they were all in the pits, moving around, moshing, getting the mic, singing the lyrics back to us. It was like one of the most memorable Keep Flying sets of all time, and I was playing bass for it. And right at the very end, as we rang out our last note, somebody in the football stadium had set off a bunch of fireworks. So as soon as we were ringing our last note, and this got captured on video, I can find it on the Keep Flying page and try to send it to you. And as we're ringing out our last note, the fireworks are going off behind us, and it was like Disney magic,
Hmm.
like literally the magical moment. I can't describe it. Like I couldn't believe it that it was happening, and that
I'm
was
crying just I'm just crying just imagining it, even though I watched the videos.
Yeah, that's oh, I love that because that is and that like the feeling for you, the feeling of the people around there too. Like, yeah, I immediately thought Disney when you were saying that. I was like, that seems like I would be like at the Magic Kingdom and the parade and like the fireworks. That's what it would feel like to me.
right. And it didn't. I don't know if it lined up with any other band's
Hmm.
last song on their set, but it lined it up with the end of our set, and it was perfect. It couldn't have been more perfect. So like that's just a memory, that's a lifelong memory I'll have for the rest of my life. I don't care, if I die poor, I have that. That's like a very rich gem, that memory for me that I value that, and my girlfriend was there and it was like, you know, everybody was there. All my friends were there, I can go off about it, but yep. Long story
Oh,
long, Warped Tour is back, baby. We're so back.
I love that. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I know there are announced too for next year, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to just figure it out and go and like relive those glory days of where I have blisters on my feet from like my Vans that hurt all day. Just relive that feeling of what Warped Tour gave to me, and even inspire me to like do this podcast, right? And like do that and like it gave everybody something, whether it was community, you found a favorite band, you got to talk to a favorite band, you were selling CDs yourself from your band. Like Warped Tour is so important. And obviously, like hopefully maybe you guys, you never know. One day
Oh,
you could
me
be on. I could hear you guys, like I could hear Crash Nebula playing at like a little stage. Let's just manifest that. I'm a big
Speak it into
manifestation.
existence.
Let's do
Yes.
it. Um, I always
I've been imagining that for a long time, so let's keep manifesting it.
Yes, let's do it. I will spread the good energy, but obviously too, we got to talk this new music coming out. I've heard it. Anyone listening or watching, hopefully we'll have to see when we put this out. But hopefully either you're going to listen to it or you are listening to it based on that. I was telling Nick, like I remember, like for me listening, I was like, obviously the story so far, I hear that for sure. But a
Yeah.
little bit of like set your goals a little bit. Like I'm getting a little bit of vibes there in some parts of it.
I'm
It's
so happy you said set your goals. I love set your goals.
oh,
I'm very happy you said that. But the I know what part you're talking about too. In the first of the two songs we're releasing, that little breakdown, beatdown part. That
mm-hmm.
was Shane who wrote that part, and he was really going for like the no pressure vibe whenever he started writing that breakdown thing. And but I got set your goals from it too. I'm happy you said that. That makes me really happy.
That's all. Like I literally, I was like, "What is this?" Like racking my brain. Like today, I'm like, "This sounds not just the story so far. No pressure, obviously. I heard that as well, but I think too for me, like again, as a pop punk fan, it's exciting to hear that. And I know someone else might say like, "Oh, that's like any other pop punk band," but I disagree. Like we've talked about, like my thoughts on pop punk. For you guys, like, what are you most excited to get these songs out? And I think you said in March in another interview, maybe like March we'll hear these and they'll be out for everybody. Like, what are you guys most excited about?
I'm excited for people to see the video too that we're releasing with the two songs because it's a 1-2 punch. Both songs are going to be released with the video because it's just I want to do both songs in the video because I thought both songs deserved it. But I'm excited for everyone to see the music video that we filmed up at Bottle Rocket and everybody, well, not everybody. I wish more people could have been there, but a lot of people from the Pittsburgh music scenes in the video. And I wanted just a shot of like everybody in all these cool bands, like the dudes from Main Street Detour, Go for the Gold, Old Neon was in the video. Obviously Dan from Mallory Run, who's featured in the song. He's in the video. Obviously, I'm just excited for Pittsburgh representation. Honestly, with the release of the music and video.
I
Hell
love
yeah.
that. Yeah, I love that because like I think music videos are another thing that are so important, right? To go with a song and give you a vibe. So I'm really excited to hear there's a music video to go with it because I'm that forever person that I want to see a music video. I know to some people they're dying and like I know there are a lot of work to do and make that, but I'm a visual person with music, so I love to hear that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, our good friend Christian West is doing it, and we've known Christian for a long time. He's a big guy in the scene here. See, that's the thing about the Pittsburgh scene. You don't have to go any further than Pittsburgh to get what you need. We have an expert in literally everything right here. Our guitar player, Zach, is a multi-instrumentalist. He actually learned all our songs on drums first because he was going to audition in on drums, and then he learned all the bass parts to fill in for me when I toured with Keep Flying. And now he's in as the our new guitar player. So he learned all of our songs three at once. So it's like,
Yeah, after he learned this set on guitar, I was just like, you know what, man, you have to be in now. I'm
right.
sorry, you kind
And
of have
then
to be.
our new drummer Tyler he has his own drum recording studio, and he tracked all the drums for all the new music like himself, and he has really great recording experience. And then our singer Shane, he's done all the recording and mixing and mastering and editing. Like he's been the guy in the band for that. So it's like everybody's super talented here. Like it's like, I've been to every other city, even like Los Angeles, and you don't have to go far to get, all these things in Los Angeles. But here in Pittsburgh, I don't even have to go further than my own band, to get everybody that I need. So
It is very fortunate we have two recording engineers in the band. That makes things a little bit easier, and it keeps us DIY too, which is, you know what I mean. It
yeah.
keeps us like within ourselves to do stuff.
So now that we have this lineup built, we're trying to get through. I was telling Lisa earlier, Jake. So right now, like these two new songs are very pop punkish, and we are working our way slower to like more Midwest emo kind of stuff. We got some Oasis vibes, we got some Green Day vibes, we got some Roswell Kid vibes, if you know who Roswell Kid is, and we got some Midwest emo vibes on all of it.
We actually name all the new songs just Oasis for Green Day or Roswell Kid or So Far. The new song that we have coming out, we actually just nicknamed it So Far since it's like the most story so far song we have, I think. But
Yeah. And that's crazy
yeah,
that you were bringing up Mallory Run earlier, that everybody's saying that you should get Mallory Run on the podcast because Dan, the singer from Mallory Run, is the featured artist on that. And he said it was his first feature of all time. And Mallory Run's a really big deal because they've been playing the Four Chord Music Festival
Hmm.
every year of the past 3 years. And we've got to be like really, really good friends with them. Like we share a photographer. Shout out Mean Joe, our good friend. And yeah, and so these songs, we're going to kind of waterfall them through the year, and we're going to try to go hit the Midwest, and we're going to try to hit the East Coast, and we're going to just try to work at, our region, to the left and the right of us, and see if we can make some more friends this year.
Oh, yeah. And even hearing like four chord, yeah, that's another thing like Pittsburgh has. It's like so cool because yeah, Chicago's got Riot Fest, which I love, like near and dear. Like my old home base was Chicago. I love Riot Fest. Warped Tour is back. We've got all these festivals, but like four chord is just I don't know. There's something special about four chord, and I love the fact that they do put a lot of the local acts on it. I know Old Neon has played before, like you said, Mallory Run. I'm trying to think anyone else right now, but I mean they definitely cater to that, and I love that they do that. It makes sure that some of these local acts are getting to play at the stages with like your Alkaline Trio plays later that day, or I think Sincere Engineer played last year. So like one of those things
I
of like,
love Sincere Engineer. I'm sorry, I
oh,
love that band. They
same.
were my COVID band. They were the band that made me like feel okay during COVID. I
Oh,
love Sincere Engineer, dude.
that's another one. I got to talk to Deanna on here. That was another bucket list.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, I
Holy
gotta watch the
shit.
interview.
Yeah,
Hell yeah!
holy shit moment. Kindest human too. Like just I could have just hung out with her the whole night. I couldn't keep her, more than an hour, but like kindest, and I love them. They're gonna hop on that tour with Say Anything. I know Motion City. Um, and I'm going to that one in Jersey, but like the kindest human ever. I
Yeah,
love
she's
Sincere Engineer.
awesome. I met her backstage at Four Chord last year, and we were
Oh,
shooting the shit. I was just like, "Yo, do you know so and so and so from Chicago?" And she's
yeah.
like, "Yeah, actually, I know this." And then
You
the
didn't
guys
tell me
from
you met her. That's so rad.
right, and like Rematch was there. I was hanging out with them, and I was hanging out with Action Adventure, another great band from. So it was like
Yeah.
I was meeting all these really cool Chicago homies, and we have a lot of good Chicago homies too. Shout out Any Two Words. Shout out Wolf Road. Shout out our we have our really good friends is When the Sun Sets.
Oh,
They're
yes.
those guys are some real characters. But yeah, we're gonna
And they're homies.
they are good homies of ours. We're definitely gonna try to play some more shows with them.
Oh yeah, get them over here. I love When the Sun Sets. I had them on like really early on in my podcast. I had Zach on and the kindest, just awesome dudes. Like again, I was
They're
so
great
just
hangs
proud they
too.
were from Chicago. I was like, I'm just so proud you're from Chicago. Like, oh,
Yes.
that
They're real
yes.
easy to talk to. Like
Hmm.
just
Mhm.
I talked to a couple of their members and they are cool, down to earth dudes. Like they're definitely homies for sure.
Yeah, they're
I
just
love
good
to hear
dudes to
that.
hang with. You know what I mean? Like you can just tell right away we hit it off. Like, yo, we're hanging out all night. We were just boys because we were merch neighbors. We opened up for Red Jumpsuit Apparatus together.
Oh wow.
It was us and them, and it was a local band. And then us. They're called Do Not Call List, and then us, and then them, and Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. It was a sold out show in Erie, Pennsylvania, and that's how we
Wow.
got to meet When the Sun Sets. And like we didn't even know them like prior to this, but like they play all over the place. And I mean they got a ton of friends, but like they're always like hitting us up on Instagram, you know, commenting on our posts, liking our posts. They'd be like in a different city or something, and they'd come across like a Crash Nebula sticker. And they'd send it to me. They'd be like, "Yo, shout out!" And they'd be posting our shit. And so, you know, and they're like kind of a viral like
Yeah,
online band too. So like
right.
we're getting some of their fans, and they're like, "Yo, what's up, Crash Nebula?" So yeah, the great friends of ours. Can't say enough nice things about When the Sun Sets.
Look at
Shout out
that.
When the Sun Sets.
We've got When the Sun Sets, we got Sincere Engineer, good people, we got Military Gun, good people, Crash Nebula, Pittsburgh. Um, One of those things too, like with these new songs, when you guys are creating them and have created them, because I think Jake, you said in like another interview that you guys have sat on them for a little bit. Like these are songs that you've sat on for a little bit, and
Yeah,
now they're
yeah,
going to
for
be
sure.
released. So like when you're working on these songs and you were working on them, like what was that feeling like working on them and now, okay, they're going to be out very soon for people to hear. Like, what does that feel like?
It feels really good that we
Yeah.
finally got them. We finally got them situated. We had to go through some lineup changes. We just now landed on a very solid lineup, and with the songs, ready to release now, I'm just really happy that with the solid lineup we have now, we have so much of a back catalog now where we're just now starting to get to all the stuff that I demoed with Shane over at his house, and I'm just really excited for it. I'm more of like I tried to focus on like what's happening now,
Hmm.
but even as Nick, I'm the band warrior. I'm just like, no, we need to focus on these songs now. We gotta, plan for this stuff. I'm always thinking about the next thing, and well, I should be more excited for what's gonna come now, but I'm kind of like in work mode with our new drummer Tyler or with Zach and Shane and Nick, and I'm just excited to work on even more stuff and to really show everyone what we have in store. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And like when you're working on it too, like obviously to tie in like how music is a catharsis, like that's kind of like my show. Like, how has like getting to work on like these specific songs kind of served as that like I guess mental health tool, like because anyone I talk to, whether it's songwriting, just playing the instrument, strumming like the guitar or the bass or hitting the drum kit, it serves as something to help you. It's like chronic, like a warrior. I'm a warrior too. Like I totally
Yeah.
feel you on that 100%. So like how does like creating these songs or how has created these songs kind of helped your mental space?
Well, finally getting them done definitely relieves a lot of mental stress, no lie.
Yeah.
Because playing them live makes them worth it. It makes it worth the stress. You know what I mean? Like whenever you finally get to play them in front of people and you nail it and everything's cool and we the show we filmed the music video for went so well and everyone was there and the crowd reaction was great. That's what made all the anguish, trying to get these songs kind of ready worth it. You know what I mean? And as soon the cathartic feeling comes with playing. You know what I mean? And playing them just makes me kind of like finally reap like, oh, I can feel good about this now instead of worrying about it. You know what I mean? And that's the feeling you really fight for.
Oh, I love that. Because, like, that's the thing. Anyone tells me that too, like the different experience between obviously creating it and then you've heard it for a while, like 9 times out of 10, people are like, yeah, we've heard these songs for like probably a year or
Yeah,
two
we're sick of
already.
them already. Just move on to
Well,
the next thing.
right,
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
sick of them, but like we have to get excited. But it's like that moment where you get to play them live and see the reaction and feel that makes it all worth it. And it's almost like that's where sometimes the catharsis comes in because it's like, okay,
You're
I can
like, whew.
breathe. It was
Yeah, yeah,
good.
you can
They
finally
weren't
take a
just
breath.
telling me it was
Yeah.
good. They weren't just telling me it's good, like in a text or something like it is good because someone that's never heard
Hmm.
it before is like, it's hitting.
Exactly. No, you took the words right out of my mouth. You said it better than I could. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. If you look at Crash Nebula's lyrics for like the songs that like we do have out right now, right? I know like because in real life and at shows and like even in our friend group, right? Because we're friends first, right? We're a friend group first. And we act real silly and we make jokes with each other. You know what I mean? We send each other embarrassing memes in the group chats and everything, the whole 9 yards. But like underneath it all, we're all dudes who like have had a lot of like we've been through a lot in our personal lives, especially in the last year, especially as a friend group. We've been through a lot, in our personal lives as friends. And if you listen to Crash Nebula's music, it's like we don't sing about the things that we joke about. We don't sing about the things that, were us being silly. All Shane's lyrics and all Jake's lyrics and all Mitch's lyrics are about very, very very serious mental health subject matter. For instance, Second Best is a song that Mitch wrote about specifically depression. Um, and our song Weather, at the very end of every one of our sets, Shane puts the microphone out and everybody gets on stage and sings the last lyric, which is I'm sick, sick of everything, sick of feeling this way. It's way too nice out today. Like that's a really fucking emo lyric.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
we're
I'm emo as
all
hell, dude.
yeah,
No,
but
I
everybody is on
remember.
stage with a smile, screaming those lyrics with each other, and it's cathartic, like you said. It's like all of our friends are on stage singing our lyrics back, with us. Like
Yeah,
that.
like that. There's that song, and then there's like Sinking Lower. I kind of base the lyrics around, like I moved like 10 times in 1 year, going through a breakup and couch surfing amongst friends, and just like trying to figure out like where I could finally land a place to live and like call it a place call place home, or even the one song we call it CNR. It's we couldn't find a name for it. It's actually Cock and Roll because we're 12 years old, but and it's a song called Cock and Roll, and it's a song about my mommy issues. It's kind of like it's funny that way, you know what I mean? It just like it makes you feel the cathartic feeling, of just like, oh, that's out there, and you sung it, and it makes you feel better that it's out there, and you sing it in such a way, it kind of puts into a better perspective for you. And I think perspective is kind of what I strive for with the lyrics that we put down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think too, sometimes too, like if you hear like pop punk music in general, usually when you look deeper in the lyrics, like I'm a lyrics person too. So like reading those lyrics and having those, it's that's what draws me to a band too. Because anyone can just have a cool song that sounds really good, but what is like almost like in a fun package, there's I don't even know the right words, but there's just there's more to it in that fun package that's presented live, and especially when you read into it. And I always love bands like that that take me somewhere else, but then have fun with it, right? Like CNR, like you said, like you're doing that, and it's one of those things too. A lot of people say too, like sometimes writing songs and creating songs, like that's where they feel the safest to talk
Say those
about these
things.
things
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
wouldn't be able to maybe in a conversation, but like there's that safety net of like in this song, and yes, other people are going to hear it, maybe talk about it or maybe ask about it, but like there's that just safety component there, which,
Correct.
which
And
is
but
yeah.
you got it out. You know what I mean? It's and then people can take that and then they can relate to it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I can hear somebody else's lyric, that I've never met in my entire life and be like, wow, I can associate, something in my life with this, right? You connect people musically that way. And so, I want to make people feel with our music the way the story so far made me feel with their music. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
100. And I think when you can take that and almost like feel that in a song, like, yes, you don't know that person, but we're connected in that way. You're creating community, even outside of Pittsburgh, and like someone less alone. Like you have, Jake, you talked about like mommy issues. I have daddy issues. Like my dad, so where I don't resonate completely, I can say, well, I feel this about this situation. Like I still, in a way, do. And I think that's really cool what you're doing there and what you want to create with your music because again, anyone watching or listening, just go check this out. Like it is so good. And I don't want to just say that because you're in front of me, but like
We appreciate that so much.
in
Thank
a
you.
general, it's just this again, it's got me excited about this genre and I love to hear it. And obviously we have or not next month. We are not in February yet. We are in January. And March, you have March Radness coming up, which is really, really cool. I love that idea. So you're going to get to play live like we're talking about. What are you most excited about this March Radness?
The awesome bands that coming.
Yeah.
The, there's a lot of talent going to be there, and we get to show off Pittsburgh's best, and Philly's going to come out and they're going to come out swinging too. Not to quit the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
They are going to come out swinging because West Main, Cheer Up Dusty, my cousin's girlfriend's house. They are great bands. Like
Hmm.
they're like you listen to them and you're like, these guys are good. And I'm listening to them now, just like, oh God, we can't suck. We got to crush the show. I'm excited to try to match their energy. You know.
Correct. And our good friends Main Street Detour, they got new music coming out. It is banging, especially if you like
Yeah.
Title Fight. And then
Oh,
our good friends Go for the Gold. They've been dropping new music too. So
Listen
it's
to Champagne Dreams. I love that song.
yeah,
That song
Champagne
fucks.
Dreams by Go for the Gold. Anyway, they're gonna be playing. So like the whole six band bill thing, like it's really gonna feel like hardcore show vibes at a sports bar, but it's a big stage and it's a big room. So we're trying to sell the place out, and I guess we're promoting the show by like just trying to do like general shit talking online between Philly and Pittsburgh. So like cheer up.
I don't want to be too mean, but Nick, you were really mean when you said 1975. I was like, Nick, come on, dude. I was like,
That's
come on,
always
man. Like,
That's always my comeback for a Flyers fan because they haven't won a cup since 1975. So every time they like call Sidney Crosby Sidney Crosby or something like that, I'll post a picture of
be the
Sidney
top
Crosby with
five
the
hockey
Stanley
player of all
Cup.
time. Like, what do you mean,
He's
Crosby?
yeah.
won
Shut
three
up.
Stanley Cups in his career, and you guys haven't won a cup since 1975. So it's like that usually shuts him up. Anyway, it's like Sheets versus Wawa, Permani sandwiches versus Philly
We got six
cheesesteak.
Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, right. But they have the
All
more
right.
recent one. You know what I mean? So it's like, but it's all in good fun. You know what I mean? It's a theme show that we're trying to do this year. We're doing it with Good Vibe because Good Vibe does the March Radness every single year, and so we're gonna see how this does maybe.
That's
And if it,
Josh's baby too. Josh from Sunday Complex.
Mhm.
That's like his, like
yes,
normally his thing.
our boy Josh Nold is hooking this show the fuck up. And if it goes well, Good Vibe was just like, I don't know, maybe we'll see if we can do it in the summer or the fall time over in Philly and see how it goes over there. The Battle of PA Part Two.
I'm not going to be talking shit in Philly. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not.
No,
I know how
I've
the sports fans are. I ain't going to do that.
Yeah, I got in trouble like recently. I don't know what it was. I think I was like in some group chat and we were just talking about like sports fans. And again, nobody kill me. But Philly to me, fans, like I'm like, I don't mess with those. Like I don't mess with them. I'm just
Those
okay.
kinds of people.
I said, now they are passionate. I'm not gonna shit talk. I am a Chicago Bears fan, which we just lost yesterday, whatever it is, what it is. But
So at
like,
least you had a better season than us, man.
you
I
know
mean,
what?
like,
I'll take it. I'm like,
yeah, I would take
listen.
the shit out of your season.
I've like, listen, and I mentioned something about Eagles fans and how they were to me once when I went to like a Giants game with my fiance because he's a Giants fan. They were like so rude to me and so awful. And people were so mad at me and offended. Like, how could you say that about Philly fans? I'm like, a simple Google search will show you about Philly fans. A Google search shows me what the most I don't know what we want to say, rude, or there are probably some wonderful Eagles fans out there, but I got in trouble. I was like, this facts is facts. Like, I'm sorry. Moving
Facts
here,
is facts, yeah.
like,
We're
listen.
we're really tame in Pittsburgh. You win a couple of Stanley Cups and Super Bowls at an early age. You're like, hey, how's it going? Here,
There you
let me
go.
help you
Right.
find your seat. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Oh yeah. Like I feel that way with like the Blackhawks, like back home. Like all that run we had. Listen, I know how people think
Oh,
now. We had that run. That's all I need now. So you know what? That's it.
When you guys finally lost in regulation in like 2013, I was at a huge party. I was just graduating high school, and this guy did naked cartwheels in the snow because you guys finally got beat in regulation.
Oh,
Yeah,
so sweet.
I remember that specifically. Like I was happy you guys lost. I'm sorry, it was about
Hey,
time. Like
listen, I get it. I get it. Like 100%. Like if you're on the other end of that and you're not the fan, it's like how people view like the Chiefs when they weren't in, like they're not going to the Super Bowl. People are
yeah,
probably like just so excited. They don't care,
they were
like
bad.
I'm excited they're not going to the Super Bowl. I'm really excited
Yeah,
they're
they're
not going.
bad. They're
listen.
back to being bad. Whatever. Well, you got Connor Bedard to watch now, so
Exactly. So we've got something. But yeah, no, I was like music, sports. I could talk that all like shoot the shit with you guys on all that. But
see.
this has been like so great. And I'm again, I can't wait. Do we have an actual date when this new music will be out? Or are we just saying March for now?
It is what's the first Friday in March?
Sixth,
The
seventh. I think we said
March 6th. Friday, March 6th, tentatively. If it's assuming all goes well and all
Right.
the stars and planets align and DistroKid does its job.
There we go. They better do their job. We need this because that's another thing. When I hear pop punk or like this type of music, I think of spring and summer. Like I'm that seasonal music listener. So like that would be perfect for it to come out as the weather is hopefully warming up. And
that
Yeah.
was
again,
the plan. Literally exactly our thought too. And we were thinking since we have a lot in the back catalog that kind of constitutes as like emo-ish. We were thinking about maybe saving those songs and getting to those later, maybe for fall.
mhm,
That area. That way we have good seasonal releases. You know what I mean? That matches the vibe of what when it releases.
I'm so ready for that because yeah, I am that seasonal. Like fall is like that Midwest emo and post-hardcore season. That's what it is for me. Like that's when I need to listen to that music. And then spring and summer is pop punk. But again, like this has been so great, and I would love to send people your way. I'm gonna have all links, everything. Where is the best place to find your band?
Insta that Nick runs, and thank God he runs it because we'd be bad at it. I was terrible at it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
all the links are in the link tree in the
Perfect.
Instagram, depending on what you use. You know, we're gonna at the time of this interview being recorded, um, our Bandcamp catalog is not up to date, but we're working on that. So Bandcamp is the preferred. I just want to put that out in record right now. Once we get it up, everything up on the catalog, you can download it from Bandcamp. That's the best way to support us because we don't get money from all the streaming services. So yeah, Crash Nebula PA on all things.
Yeah, that's really important to say because I try and head and get people over to Bandcamp and always post the links because of that same thing. Like so many people want to say like how can we help bands? What can we do sometimes, especially if we can't go to shows or we're not local or anything. Go to Bandcamp because again, nothing against, everyone has their take on these streaming services. If we really want to help these bands, whether it's buying merch, Bandcamp all the way.
Bandcamp is the most like not lawful good, but not chaotic good. Like that little chart. It's just so it's the most ethic like ethically good streaming site. I think
Most ethical.
ethical.
Yes.
Thank you, God.
Yes,
God,
we'll take it most ethical. Hey,
I appreciate that. I am not good at this.
hey,
You also have my permission to illegally stream our music. Please pirate our music. Please steal it.
there
I
we
don't
go.
care. It
Don't
doesn't
listen
go.
to him. We like to eat. Bye.
Hey. Listen, even if you pirate it, go to a show and buy a shirt. Do something. Go support if you're gonna do
Correct.
that. Awesome, because
Works for
yeah,
us, Lisa.
awesome. Yeah, get people your way too, because um that's what it's all about. That's what my podcast is about. I want to help
Thank
bands
you.
like yours. And that's why I'm so excited when I get some bigger acts on here that those fans will funnel to these other bands. So, again, I appreciate you taking time for me and hopping on here. This was really fun. And Nick, I appreciate you reaching back out to come back on here. Whenever someone comes back on, I'm like, that's the highest compliment ever.
Fuck yeah. Thank you so much for having us on. I appreciate it. We're trying to make our rounds, with the on the podcast circuit, on the music podcast circuit. So as to promote because we don't really do this. So
Right.
Yeah, and we don't have a whole lot of this content out there, and the fans have been asking for it. So here it is. So I would appreciate you helping us. So you're putting us on here. So thank you, Lisa, again for having
Yeah,
us.
seriously, thank you. That means this means a lot, and we highly appreciate you.